This offseason has to be one of the most exciting I've seen in a while. It's been jam-packed full of action, especially for San Francisco. They already moved off their star wide receiver in Deebo Samuel, and most recently, it appears they may be able to snag Joey Bosa from the Chargers. Since entering the league in 2016, Joey has been one of the more talented edge defenders in the league. But the only thing that's hampered him has been injuries, which is a big reason why the Chargers released him. Last year, for instance, he only started in 9 games and had 5 sacks. His last full season in 2021, though, saw him register 10.5 sacks as well as 7 forced fumbles. So the question has never been his productivity on the football field, but more so his availability, and that's why the Chargers released him. And a fun fact about this release is Joey Bosa was the last player remaining from the San Diego era of the Chargers. But now entering a new era, Joey will be able to choose his destination as a free agent, and a favorite to land him is San Francisco, with the big reason being that his mother, Cheryl, wants the brothers to play on the same team. And she's made these desires well known for the entire world. She's made several Instagram posts about it, with the most recent saying, "Can we get a petition going on bringing Joey Bosa to the Bay? #BosaBrothers." Cheryl wasn't the only Bosa to let their desires be known though. Joey previously stated that it would be cool to play with his brother on the same team, and with him most likely receiving a prove-it deal regardless of where he goes, he could decide his best option is San Francisco as a 29-year-old free agent. And it's not just because his family's there in Nick, but this deal makes a lot of sense for Joey Bosa if he wants to get another massive contract moving forward. He gets one of the better defensive line coaches in the league in Chris Kasarik, and their defensive coordinator in Robert Saleh, and their assistant defensive coordinator in Gus Bradley have done a great job throughout their careers rotating in defensive linemen to keep them fresh throughout the game and throughout the season. This will be especially important for a player like Joey Bosa, who has demonstrated his history with injuries. In return, San Francisco would get a player who's never had less than 10 sacks when he's played in 16 games during the season. So this would set them both up to part ways after 1 year, maybe 2 at the most. This deal would probably end up having San Francisco cut a player like Yetur Gross-Matos, but they could keep around Leonard Floyd, Samuel Okuanu, and mix them in the rotation early on or on later downs. Essentially, the plan should be don't let Joey Bosa on the field until he feels 100% healthy and 100% rested. If he doesn't, put someone else in there. In return, San Francisco would get one of the most dominant defensive ends across the entire league. And the last time Nick Bosa had a dominant defensive end, let's say Chase Young, they went off together. Same with Dee Ford. Really, the recipe for success on San Francisco's defense has been pretty simple with Nick Bosa there. If he has another dominant edge piece, he's probably going to have a lot of success as well as the whole defense. This was further proven right by the Eagles just dominating the Kansas City Chiefs with 4 men throughout the Super Bowl. If San Francisco is able to replicate a defensive line that's able to get that much production, they should be able to be Super Bowl contenders for the foreseeable future. Another thing signing Joey Bosa would do for San Francisco is give him more flexibility during this free agency and draft period. If they're able to pick up someone dominant like Joey Bosa, they can focus on more concerning issues like, let's say, guard or tackle, especially with Trent Williams getting up there in age. Or even if San Francisco just decides to go best player available after picking up Joey Bosa, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Having that flexibility in the draft is crucial for a team like San Francisco that must get younger. They need to get the best player available and the player that can produce at a high level. So for these reasons, I think San Francisco should do everything in their power to sign a player like Joey Bosa. They should get him on the relative cheap because of his injury history, and it will be a race to the quarterback between the Bosa brothers almost every single play. He's also pretty solid against the run. Most importantly, it gives San Francisco more flexibility in free agency and the draft if they do decide to go this way. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts on San Francisco being considered favorites to land Joey Bosa, and I'd want to hear your thoughts down below. Would you like to see them make a push for a player like Joey Bosa with his injury history, or maybe draft someone younger, hoping to develop him? It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.